Hello there, Dr. Sheep here. Welcome back to our TGIF Talks, episode 70. Yes, 2 podcasts in a row. I'm your co-host, Dr. Sheep, joined by my co-host that you can't see, but you can hear him, and you know he's here in your hearts, Anonymous Phil.
Hey.
Let's roll the intro. Huh?
Wouldn't you like to get away?
It's Friday. Gotta get down on Friday.
And they're always glad you came.
Too loud?
What? No, I'm scratching my ear. My ear has been... It's like, I wore the radio one day at work. After it had, like, some schmutz on it. I cleaned the schmutz off. But now, like, my ear has, like... It's, like, dry or something. I don't know. It's really freaking annoying. Anyways, these podcasts broke down into 4 parts. First, we have Weeks Have Been, followed by the Corona News, followed by your comment, followed by some random 4th topic. I think today, we can unpack the religion one, I say. What do you think? Because I don't think we're ever going to get to do those live streams. Our schedules just do not line up. At least right now they don't. Because your schedule, you were like, oh yeah, I'll be working, during the day. And then now you work every night, and it's like, well, that doesn't help.
No, I never said I'd be working during the day. I'd always be working during the night. I
thought when you were like, yeah, you're going to get these new hours, you were going to try and get it so you work during the day.
No, I said I was going to get days off that you wanted, and you said Monday and Friday.
Yeah, I'm currently
That's on you.
Yeah, well, I'm currently getting Mondays and Fridays off, but they still screw me over constantly. Nothing's constant in my schedule anymore, so I can't do anything.
I said because, it was like a month ago, whatever, when I made my schedule, I said, tell me what days you want to take off, and those are the days we'll do it.
Yeah, so Mondays.
And so that's on you, because I knew that whatever days I've been working, it'd be a no-go.
Yeah, well, they keep screwing me over. There's nothing I can do about it. They're just like, here, you're gonna work this day and screw off. And they work that day. There's nothing I can do about it. I don't know. Luck, I have an interview today. Thank God. Hopefully, this will be the last freaking interview I have to do for a while, and I'll get a job. Jesus, I can't stand working there anymore. Last night, oh my God, all right? We'll start off with how my week's been going. So this new part-timer, all right? Mother of God. We have sales to set every Tuesday night, okay? Or not every Tuesday night, but almost every Tuesday night. And I pull out the sale. She's like, what's this? I'm like, it's a sale. We put out bin tax. And like, discounts? And I'm like, yes. Or sometimes, in the case of if you can't get our signs updated because corporate doesn't send us the signs, it raises the price. There was these window displays, and they were just putting up sale tags to demonstrate that, hey, 11% off right now. But the prices went up. So me and my assistant manager were looking at each other, and it's like, should we put these out now? And I'm like, if we put these out now, John Menard would applaud us for raising the prices. But it's ridiculous because corporate's supposed to send us the tags for these sale items, but for when the prices change on these window displays, they have it. So I'm assuming once the sale's over on the 26th, that we are going to have to go in and order all the signs, because corporate's supposed to send us those, because it's supposed to pop up on our change bin tag list every Monday, or maybe it's like every morning. But whoever's been doing that every morning hasn't been doing a very good job, because there's a lot of other stuff in the department that the bin tags have not been updated, and I'm like, what is going on here? Multiple times, it's every time I'm there, it feels like, and the GM's like, hey, what the hell's with this price? I'm like, I don't know. Nobody seems to be updating the bin tags, so all of our prices are drastically lower than what they're actually supposed to be. Anyways, so yeah, I had to explain to her the sale, and I was like, yeah, you're lucky you don't you didn't have to stay till 11 o'clock. She's like, you have to stay till 11 o'clock to do sale? And I'm like, sometimes, yeah. Sometimes it takes an hour. She's like, well, I'm just going to leave if that happens. And I'm like, you can't do that, especially if you're closing by yourself. And she's like, well, I'm not going to close by myself. And I'm like, you're not going to get that option. The manager, he's going to make you close by yourself. You're not going to get that option. And then she's like, why didn't you get the full-timer to do it? I'm like, the full-timer has a kid. She's like 80. I'm like, what? She's in her middle of 40s, early 50s. How? She does not look like she's 80. She looks like my grandma. I'm like, okay, then your grandma looks really good for 80. But
how young is this part-timer?
What?
How young is this part-timer? Sounds like like a high schooler.
She's like 19.
Yeah, so basically just out of high school.
Pretty much. But she was working over at the factory that we have here in Lincoln, Kawasaki.
Yeah.
So, and I tell my manager, I'm like, I don't think she quit that plant. The way she acts here, I'm like, no way she quit. She was fired, and they told her that we'd write that you quit on there. Or they told her, either quit or we're going to fire you.
That's probably what it came down to.
I'm like, no freaking way this person with this worth ethic quit the Kawasaki. They had to have freaking fired her or told her, you're either going to quit or we're going to fire you, or, hey, you know what? We're going to be nice and we're going to write that you quit on here, but we don't want you anymore. Get out of here. But there's no way. Well, anyways, I texted my manager because we were talking about, we call it packing trim. It's this trim they send us that they pack it around the good trim that we'd sell on the shelves, but they pack it around the good trim to keep it in one place, and then they tell us to charge it for $2 a piece. So I was texting about the packing trim because I wasn't sure if it was packing trim or not. It was. And so I texted him, like, after work what she was saying. He's like, I'm going to have a talk with her. And I'm like, yeah, the next time I see you, that's not at the meeting because, well, she'll be right there at the meeting tonight. I'll text you about more of the things.
You guys have meetings?
We have a meeting tonight, yeah.
Like department meeting or?
Yeah.
Really?
All 6 of us. Actually, there'll be 5 of us. The one of the part-timers, he won't be there. He's in Los Angeles. Lucky him.
You get paid for these meetings?
Yeah. I get paid for an hour's worth of work, so.
You gotta wear street clothes?
No, you have to wear a uniform.
Even though you're just there for an hour?
Doesn't matter. The store's still open. There's still guests in the store. You gotta wear a uniform.
Well, I mean, I just figured, if you're like in the back room just talking.
Oh, no, we're at the desk.
Oh.
We're out in the open.
Oh, so it's not really like,
I mean,
the meeting's not fully,
some departments have theirs up and out of sight, so it wouldn't be as bad. However, we can't really do that. Because, like, those other departments that do that, it's because, well, the department's like 50 people. Well, yeah, you can't have 50 people huddled around a desk. So they go up in the mezz, and they set up chairs and stuff. They get chairs, we get free pizza, so bit of a difference. And actually, the funny thing was, I was talking to the cabinets and appliances manager, and he's like, "Well, no one ever got me pizza for our department meeting, so I'm not bringing pizza." I'm like, "Oh, that's interesting." So I go over to the assistant manager, and I tell him what he just said, and I'm like, "You got to bring pizza now." He's like, "All right, I'll bring pizza for the meeting." Because I know it's going to piss off the manager. So I'm just like, very good. Very good. He's just like, oh, if he's not going to bring pizza, I'll bring pizza. And then maybe that'll compel him to bring pizza next time. And every other time after that. Because he'll feel guilty for not bringing pizza. And the assistant manager was the one covering that. So I was manipulating people. Even though it doesn't benefit me in any way, nor does it hurt me in any way. I'm literally uninvolved in this as you can get, but I decided to get involved.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get some pizza out of the deal. Yeah, but anyways, yeah, no. So I was like, I didn't tell him the whole story about the full timer thing. I was gonna tell him that in person, because it's a lot to type out in a Snapchat. So yeah, but
Do you Snapchat your boss?
of course.
What the heck? What the heck? It's so informal.
Oh, you should have seen. I sent him a video yesterday about the packing trim. I'm like, yo, my guy. I think this is the packing trim, but I'm not entirely sure. It doesn't really exist in the system. Let me know. And he's like, yeah, that's the packing trim we talked about. Yeah, just throw it in the bargain area and mark it.
I mean, I have my boss on Snapchat, but just because, he's like, 2 years older than me, so like we're practically like the same age or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, whenever we're talking about anything work related, it's all over text.
I mean, sometimes I'll text him, but Snapchat was just easier because I didn't want to write a whole paragraph describing this packing trim. It was you just be, yo, my guy, and send a video.
You could have done that. Just take a video of you describing the situation.
Right, that's why I did that in Snap, because text doesn't work for Android.
But my point was you said it's too much to text.
Right, so you send it in Snapchat.
As a video.
Yeah, because it's a lot to type. I mean, I can't send videos over text because, well, Android has a compression thing, and you...
Well, but you can send a Snapchat video.
Yeah, so I did that. But I mean, it
Like,
wasn't
why-
like... So it wasn't like, yo, Mr. Smith, we have this problem. It was literally, yo, my guy.
Okay, but my point is still, why couldn't you keep describing the situation? I feel like a video is not limited.
See, that happened later. After I took the packing trim video. It happened...
Oh, that's my question. Why couldn't you just send another video?
I don't know. I was in my car driving back home. I didn't really want to do that.
Well, that was the point I was trying to make.
Plus, it would be better to do it in person because, like, obviously, he might ask me, like, so what do you want to do about this? And, because, my manager, a lot of managers ask their team members for input, especially if it's problems with another team member. So,
yeah.
And obviously that's going to be hard to do over Snapchat, so if I do it in person, it's a little easier. I won't be able to tell him at the meeting because, well, she's right there. I can't freaking oust her. I can't...
So I got the scroll over here.
I can't oust her at the meeting. That'd be... I mean, I would sure like to right in front of the GM, because the GM will be there at the meeting. I would sure love to do it, because it'd probably get her fired on the spot. But I can't do that. That's mean. Yeah.
You don't have it in you?
She was like, I wouldn't get fired on the spot. Like, when I was telling her about if she just left at 10 o'clock every night and didn't, like, do what was expected of her. Staying till 11 o'clock to help departments do sale. I'm like... I
mean, technically, she's scheduled till 10. They might just, like, demote her to, like, check her.
Well, that's not a demotion. That's... They might, but I don't know. It's weird because...
Because, I mean, the thing is, she's not scheduled till 11. Why not schedule her till 11 if there's another hour's worth of work?
We don't know. That's the thing. You don't know. That 11 o'clock, that 10 to 11, we can't schedule you to 11 because then we only... Because, like, say she only wants to work 4 hours. Okay, then we're going to schedule you to 7 to 10. Well, then if the store does... Well, if we're done at 10:05... But now she only worked 3 hours. And then she's like, hey, I'm not getting enough hours. Well, you were scheduled that time. But the store didn't have to stay open that late. It all depends. You have no idea. There's no way to predict this. Which is why we can't schedule...
Wait, does the store not close at a regular time?
It closes at 10.
Oh, but you have to stay late?
Yes. Every time it closes at 10, you have to stay late. You have to stay to make sure there's nobody in the store. Because just because the store closes at 10 doesn't mean people leave at 10.
But that's your job?
Well, it's everybody's job.
Oh. I mean, because
It's
Hy-Vee closes at 11, but it's the upper manager's job to walk around and make sure everyone's left.
Nope. It is everybody's job. Your
But then
job is
again, our store is open 24/7. Technically, I mean, you can only shop till 11 o'clock at night.
What?
But there's people in the store 24/7.
Yeah, we don't have people in the store
Stocking
24/7.
shelves because we have our night shift that stocks shelves or whatever.
We have boomers do that in the morning.
Yeah, I mean, because they'll kick you out at 11 o'clock, and they'll tell you to wrap things up. Sometimes it's like 11:15 by the time they get the last person out. But as soon as they do, we have people around the clock working.
We've got boomers that come in at about, I think they come in at 5, maybe 4. They come in before open, which is at 6, and they come in and they go and they do stocking. And then they leave at 10 o'clock. They have no sales training, which is horrendous because they're there when guests are there. So they have no sales training. So they're complete dicks, for lack of a better term. They're complete dicks. They have no people skills because that's not their point. That's not why they're there. So when you interact with them, because like one of the times they steal my damn ladder, and they literally trained them to steal my ladder. And
They trained them?
because like they had this new part-timer one day, and I chewed her out for taking my ladder, and she was like, they didn't tell me there were separate ladders. And I'm like, I'm sorry I yelled at you. This isn't your fault. I'm going to go yell at the person who trained you. Who trained you? She told me to. I'm like, that doesn't surprise me because she's literally the one that takes it every single damn day. But the openers, they have no care in the world. They don't care. I had to open one time. This guy chewed me out, and I'm like, screw you. I need my damn ladder so I can get my crap done. You have your own ladder.
Why doesn't he use it?
Well, they need 2 ladders. Then I'm like, go complain to the front. I was like, well, not like you're using your ladder. I'm like, yes, but when I do need it,
don't you guys have enough ladders? I mean, you guys literally sell ladders.
No, these are like rolling ladders. They're like, they roll around on a big cart, basically.
Because, I mean, I find it funny how an apartment that... A store that sells ladders is short on ladders.
But see, they're not really
for its own employees.
They call them ladders. They're more of just rolling staircases.
Oh, and you can't use a real ladder?
No, that would be against OSHA policy. So,
what do you mean? It's better than sitting on a milk crate.
Is that what you
How
do?
is a ladder against OSHA?
Because OSHA has very particular things. Technically, we don't actually break the OSHA violations anymore. We used to, though, because we've never broken, actually, we don't break OSHA violations. I thought we did, but we don't actually break any OSHA violations. But anyways, there's an OSHA violation that is very common, and it's...
Which is?
So you cannot walk out a garage door. If there's a garage door, there has to be a man door as well next to it.
Oh, okay.
You cannot. I learned that. I was at a seed corn plant, and they had these man doors that show these garages. I'm like, why can't we just walk out the garage door? It's like, well, it's an OSHA violation. I'm like, oh.
Wait, what about when truck comes?
So I mean, the truck.
That's a garage door.
The truck backs up to a garage door, but.
The door can still shut though.
Yeah, so I don't think
I was walking into the trailer of a truck, not a violation.
I don't think you're supposed to walk into the trailer of the truck. I honestly don't think
I do all the time.
We do as well. I honestly think you're not supposed to do that. But also, they might have...
Is it the truck driver then, or the manager who's only allowed to walk into the trailer?
I know everybody does, but...
No, I'm not saying who does. I'm saying who is allowed to.
I don't know who would be allowed to under OSHA, but I don't think you're supposed to do that. Or at least that might be an exception, because how else are you supposed to unload it? But how
can you get in the back of the trailer?
Right. But I think for literally anything and everything else, there has to be a man door.
Because I mean, I know, like, especially during like Thanksgiving time, we don't have enough room in our freezer, and so we bring in a trailer to put all of our turkeys, frozen turkeys.
Oh, yours
And we
have
have-
roll-up doors?
Yeah, roll up garage doors, and then the truck backs up to it.
Oh, okay, this is the truck. I always thought you were talking about the truck had a roll-up garage. I was like, whoa, you got one of those trucks? Damn. Ours is just a...
Oh no! Well, the doors open like a normal door.
Yeah,
like
ours
double
are flap doors.
Yeah.
I don't know if that
Actually,
breaks...
no. Sometimes it varies. Sometimes the truck does have roll-up doors.
I don't know how that...
Sometimes the trailer of the actual truck does have roll-up doors, but the building has a garage door.
Well, there you go, Phil. You just found a problem with OSHA.
Well, heck, we did violate OSHA the second week of May.
What'd you do?
And they made a big old deal about it because, I did. I wasn't a part of the department. But I was online. They had, like, a big old, like, warehouse bin up there by, the Tesla chargers?
Yeah.
So if you go over there, they have a big old, like, almost like a storage unit thing. Well, inside of there, that's where they handle all the aisles and line orders, so they're not, that way cars aren't driving up to the front of the building. They kind of drive out there, and that's where they give them their orders.
Mm-hmm.
Well, inside that building, they didn't have any air conditioning. Mm-hmm. And it was like the middle of May, and it was like over 90 degrees inside that building. It was, apparently, from what I've heard, it was just miserable in there, and they complained to management, and management didn't do shit. So eventually it went to OSHA, and then they were like, and so they did an investigation, and they were like, if you don't do something, you're going to get a hefty fine. They brought in air conditioning.
So here's the crazy
I
part.
think I don't know what they did. I don't know if it was just like a hell lot of fans or what they did. But they,
no, just a window air conditioner.
What?
Just a window air conditioner. That's what we did. That's what we were going to do for our studio.
But they don't have windows in there. They have a door.
Right.
Maybe they have
you
a window.
cut a hole in the side of it.
I don't know what they did. Either way, they fixed the problem. Because they had to.
Fixed.
Yeah, the temperature is within the range now. So.
Oh yeah, whatever that range is.
Well, I mean, I'm sure it's less miserable than sitting in a 90-degree room.
Yeah, Jesus. So that's actually the old GM at the South store. He got fired for something about that. So
Really?
Our guard shack, they're technically a third-party company, but it's our building and our things. And he had talked to corporate many times because their guard shack didn't have an air conditioner. Ours does. Ours is also brand new, but even our old one had an air conditioner. This one didn't have an air conditioner, and he told corporate, hey, I'm going to buy this guy's an air conditioner. And corporate's like, no, you're not. A guy died.
He died?
He died of a heat stroke.
And then what happened?
Corporate fired him, saying, why didn't you buy him an air conditioner?
Wait, corporate said they couldn't.
Exactly. They
Didn't have
ousted
that in
him.
writing. He didn't have that in writing?
But I think he wanted to leave anyways because corporate wanted him to leave for years. Corporate wanted him gone for years.
But he didn't get that in writing. If you ever...
He had to have. Because the only way to communicate with corporate is through email. They don't really... There's no
why didn't
number.
he show that email? Why didn't he take that email to court?
He wanted to leave anyways because, corporate has been wanting him to leave for a long time, and he was kind of fed up with it.
Yeah, but now he has that on his record that he was fired from his last job.
Well, they demoted him.
So he wasn't technically fired.
He wasn't technically fired. They demoted him. He moved to be my assistant manager at the North Store. Not a GM, assistant department manager.
Okay.
So, can you imagine being from top
Wait,
dog?
Is he still there?
No,
or did he leave?
Quit after IPS, which is in-store profit sharing, which is a check you get if you work over 1,000 hours. He quit after he got his check because it's like a $20,000 bonus if you're a GM. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You get the GMs make $100,000 a year plus a $20,000 check at the end of the year. That's basically guaranteed because, they work 50, 60 hours a week. So.
Oh, yeah.
They'll literally work open to close many days, very often during the week. So, or at least they'll work open to 5.
Yeah.
So yeah. But no, they straight up just screwed him over, and he was pissed. That's why he didn't fight it, because he's like, why would you want to work for a company that literally wanted you fired? That's not a good work environment. That's not something that you want to do every single day. Can you imagine going to work knowing that your manager wants to fire you every single day?
Yeah.
I
tell that to the CEO of Hy-Vee.
Why? Does he want you fired?
Apparently, everyone in corporate hates him. Or they did.
Oh, you
They
can't
don't
fire the
approve of
CEO.
some of the decisions he makes.
Oh, you can't fire the CEO though. So
that's the thing.
I mean, the board of directors could probably vote him out, but I'm sure they have it in the bylaws. You can't do that. I'm sure he's pretty safe.
Speaking of, we haven't ever made our bylaws.
What by? Oh, there's no board of directors.
And what is the name of this Discord that we're in?
Dr. Sheep Inc., sir.
Read the full description of the Discord.
This is the conference room.
Okay, no, this is a voice channel within.
Oh, does it say board of directors?
Read what it says.
Hey, I didn't make this. This would be a Kyle thing. Kyle made this.
It literally says Dr. Sheep Board of Directors. It literally says Dr. Sheep Board of Directors.
Hey, you know what? I didn't make that. What the heck?
Literally the name of the Discord that we are in, sir.
Is this a bruise, or is that dirt? Because I just took a shower. Is that?
It's green.
Yeah, it's a bruise, but it doesn't hurt. I don't know what the heck that is. Weird.
Punch it. Poke it.
I did. Doesn't hurt.
I don't know.
I don't know what it is. Can't really tell what it is.
Punching it hard enough? Like really give it a solid, whack.
Yeah, that doesn't hurt.
See all the jiggle.
Well, anyways, so that's 27 minutes of figuring out what's wrong with Menards. So how are you? How has your week been? Anything eventful like mine?
I mean, you have Disney Plus, right?
Yeah. Well, it's not mine, but yes, I do have Disney Plus.
I started watching Loki.
Oh, did you watch today's? I suppose you probably.
I did watch today's.
What? All right.
I literally watched it before I jumped on.
Well, I guess I woke up at 8 because
I
I went
did
to bed at 2.
I did as well.
Oh, well, I took a shower.
I took a shower last night though.
Yeah, I take showers in the morning.
I went to bed at 1:40, woke up at 8, watched Loki, and jumped on the Discord.
That's funny that we both went to bed at basically the same time.
Well, see, I couldn't go to bed any earlier because I was doing laundry. I started my laundry at 10 o'clock.
Oh.
And so it did get done until 1:30.
You know what? Maybe we should talk about laundry because.
Wait, did you just do laundry last night too?
No. But for the fourth segment, maybe we should talk about laundry because I have
That's fine.
whole thing about laundry.
Oh yeah, I want to hear it.
Because everybody looks at me, the TikToks, like a damn.
Well, see, now we're just gonna have the conversation right now.
Oh right, okay, okay, all right. We'll do the coronavirus and then we'll get back to that.
I was actually thinking, when should we change? I feel like this is kind of getting kind of old talking about the coronavirus.
I don't know.
We should change it to
This is podcast 70, and we usually change something about every single 10 podcasts. So,
I was thinking we should change it back to, what I thought would be cool is we change it back to science news, and every week or whatever, we have 2 weeks, we each find our own current event or something that's going on in science, and then we present that.
All right, then. We can, this will be the last coronavirus news update.
Yeah, so podcast 71. So we'll have that's your homework or whatever. So our next podcast is when? Sunday?
No, it'll be 2 weeks.
Or the next 2 weeks, yeah. So you have 2 weeks to look for science news. Anything relevant within what should we say, a year?
Yeah. Well, I will say for the next podcast, we're gonna have to do it either late Sunday or like sometime Saturday, because Saturday won't work. Actually, yeah, we'll have to do it late Sunday because I'm going to Missouri.
Oh.
To get
What is that?
fireworks.
Oh.
If you're not working the 27th, or if you can get the 27th off, I will. It's Rooster and I are going, so I.
Oh yeah, I'm already scheduled the 27th, 2 to 10.
Oh damn! Yeah, no, we can't. Yeah. Oh, 2 to 10.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So we start closing
We do
at
it
10
Monday.
now on the weekends.
Oh Jesus! Well, I guess we could do it at.
It's a summer thing. I mean, we can do it before 2. We can do it in the morning too.
Well, I'll be in Missouri
Oh.
because we're gonna go to Waffle House. So we're gonna have lunch at
Well,
Waffle
what about
House.
Monday?
Well, that's what I was about to say. We could probably just do it Monday during the day.
Because Monday I literally have the whole day off.
I'm
You can do it as
assuming-
early as you. You can do it as early as you want or as late as you want.
Now, I have no idea, but yeah, we'll just do it sometime Monday. I'll get you my schedule after Sunday because I won't know until I won't know until Sunday what I'm doing that Monday. I know that I don't work the 27th because that's not my weekend to work.
Yeah.
But I can't see that until after Sunday. So this Sunday.
That'll be the 28th though.
Yeah. Okay, we'll just do it that Monday.
And
Podcast 720.
and we'll do I guess you have
Alright.
2 weeks to find anything relevant within a year, anything science related,
All right. Well, it's,
any sort of science.
the end of an era, ladies and gentlemen. The end of the coronavirus news update. I Phil can't.
Because I
hear-
mean, we could. We could always still, bring up current events about, coronavirus.
Yeah.
If there's any sort of like recent thing coming out, regarding vaccines. Because that's still, biotech or whatever, But I think it'd be cool to just kind of deviate from that and just start talking about
Yeah,
current
well,
events.
I was reading a thing about the coronavirus. That new variant. Remember that variant that popped up in India? And it was a variant to look into. Well, it's now a variant for concern, and so now they're telling companies to start working on vaccines that will work with this as well, or checking to make sure that our vaccines work with it, because this thing is dangerous.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know you can't hear it right now. I'm playing the Soviet national anthem. It's like the only thing I have that's like.
Stop talking. Oh no, you're playing it on your computer.
Yeah, oh yeah, I can't play it because I don't, the Stream Deck. I don't know how to get it to work with Discord. I don't know how to get it to work with that.
Well, no, I just know that we experimented with this last week. How I could watch a YouTube video, but you couldn't hear it though.
Yeah, I don't think Discord allows for multi-audio.
Yeah.
For multi-audio inputs. I don't know why, but it doesn't.
Well, I mean, you could make another Discord chat, right?
Theoretically, no.
Another person.
I don't know if I can have multiple Discord windows open, but even if I did, it would probably bog down the.
Well, I mean, you probably could. You just have to be on separate browsers.
Yeah.
Either use Safari and Chrome or something.
Yeah, but it also would probably bog down my Wi-Fi really bad because now you're streaming two.
Yeah. Because I do know that's the only way to have multiple emails open at a time.
Well, Google lets you
different-
easily switch between them. It makes you open a new tab, but I mean, if you.
No, but I mean, yeah.
But
But
I
you have them
switched.
both open simultaneously.
Yeah, I opened. Actually, on your phone, you can tell it to synchronize all your inboxes, and it'll combine all your inboxes.
Yeah, but I don't want to do that.
I don't want to do that either, because now I've got emails from Dr. Sheep and emails to my personal email, and I'm like, I don't know what's what. That also reminds me, let's just do the coronavirus so that we can talk about emails later, because, I can talk about emails
I
forever.
thought about just making a trash email, where all
I have
all
that.
the promotion things, promote everything you sign up for. I never made one.
Oh,
And
I just.
so now I just have all my trash stuff just get sent to the same email that I use every day.
I used my school email for that. My old
So I still use. I mean, my school email all gets forwarded to my normal email. That way, on your resume, you should put your Husker email, not your Gmail, just because it looks more official. So I don't want to miss like anything important. So I had all my Husker stuff get forwarded to a normal email.
See, most Gmails, they don't look formal, but mine does, because my Gmail is literally my first initial, my middle initial, and then my last name.
What? You talking about your avatar thing?
Oh, no, I also have my avatar set as a little...
Well, no, I'm saying like the @Gmail part is not really official.
Oh, I don't know.
It looks better if it says @Huskers.UNL or whatever.
I don't like that, Huskers. I don't check the email. I hate it. I hate using Outlook. I do not like Microsoft emails. I refuse to use it. I will never use that Husker email ever again. I have no intention of ever using it again. They can keep sending me emails in all they want. I'm never opening it ever again because I hate it. I despise using it. Gmail is probably, if not the best email service out there. I do not understand why anybody else would want to use anything else. I don't know why my parents
consider it more formal.
Whatever. I don't know why my dad continues to use his Windstream email. That thing is so poorly optimized, and it looks like it's from the freaking mid 2000s. It hasn't been updated since then. It looks terrible. It reminds me of the Menards email. It actually looks just like the Menards email. Funny enough. Which doesn't surprise me. I mean, it does let you do a lot of things that I guess I don't know if the Windstream email does that, but like the Menards email lets you like file and sort stuff, which is pretty nice. Google has, well, you can archive stuff, but I don't know if you can sort archived emails. Either way, I wouldn't want to sort archived emails unless like there's unless like I open it up and it's like a file management system, which is not what that is. And the Menards email doesn't do that either. Huh. You know what? Should we design our own email?
No.
Why not?
You can.
Like, I know exactly what would make a perfect email, and I think the whole world could be better for it.
Yeah.
Anyways.
What's that?
So,
what improvement would you make to Gmail?
So, Gmail currently... so like the archiving thing. I don't want to have to archive emails as a way to prevent me from deleting them. I want to make a file system. And so then when I open up my inbox or my promotions or whatever inbox I'm in that day, or I just like to have just one inbox, the promotion, because like the promotions and the social, they both end up getting promotions anyways. So it's like, what was the point of having these sorted?
Well, I mean, their AI isn't the best.
Part of the problem is Zoom, like something like Zoom, is technically social, and it's a promotion. And so Zoom sends me an email. It's like, it does a pretty good job. Truth be told, I just go and clear all those anyways. I really wish there was a way to tell Facebook and Twitter, shut up, I don't want your damn emails.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure the obvious solution would be to have a button say, this is not a promotion, this is inbox, this is social, and then that way all future emails related to such would be sent to the corrected category to your preference.
Right. And then also, I want my normal Gmail. I mean, obviously, I don't want it to send it to those files. Like, okay, but in the normal inbox, I'd have files. I don't need that anymore. Truth be told, I'm just going to delete everything. I'm probably just going to delete all the stuff I have because a lot of it's from college that's pretty useless to me now. Like, I'll keep a few threads. Like, I have a few threads with my old professor, with my old international economics, it's economics of third world countries, professor from Nigeria. I still have his emails in there because, I liked him, and if I ever have questions about that kind of stuff, I definitely would hit him up in an email. I really should get my macro professor, because I should ask him if we can get together sometime when the semester starts, because I want to talk to him about the stimulus checks and inflation. I got a lot of questions. It's funny. Macroeconomics did not apply to me at the time, but now it applies to me a lot, because this whole coronavirus thing is causing all kinds of economic problems, and I have questions about him for him.
Yeah.
Anyways, 177,487,581 coronavirus cases, 3,840,000 deaths, 161 million recovered. Look at that, it's all trending down. No way. Okay, yesterday. Here we go. U.S. 12,000 cases yesterday. That seems to be about the same. India 62,000. Oh, Brazil's trending back up. You see that?
Yep.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of wish we click on the India one, but let's go with the U.S. Yep, 600,000 deaths. That's what the whole headlines were this week. U.S. hit 600,000 deaths, and so, yeah, but that's what that new. Because look at these deaths. These deaths are a lot higher than they used to be. That's because this new variant is so much more deadly than the old variant. Anyways, good old Nebraska, 41 new cases, no deaths. Let's just look at it here, see what the trends are. Yeah, we're petering out. However, I will say active cases seems to be like leveling out, but also kind of trending upwards still. Like, here's our lowest point, but we're trending back up.
I see that.
But no, this corona.
Oh, was that for the U.S.?
This is for Nebraska.
They're trending up.
Well,
What's the U.S. graph?
If we look at the U.S. graph, it's still technically going up. I mean, we're at the highest.
No, it's still going to flatline. Go to active cases. Yeah.
Okay,
Like it's going down.
Going down. So yeah, I guess that is trending down. Total deaths, that's flatlining, but new deaths, that's flatlining. But if we can't get this, if we can't get this new variant under control, we're gonna be back to where we were. Oh my god, I can't believe they still have the Wuhan ships and the Wuhan people that were that were in Wuhan or from Wuhan,
yeah.
And the Diamond Princess on here still. That's ridiculous.
They're all better.
Huh?
They're all better. That's why it's green.
Do you remember that though? Like,
that was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago. Well, what I find funny is a lot of people. There was this TikTok where it's like, did any of you expect any of this to happen? None of us took this seriously. Now it's like, wow. And it's like, when did you start to take coronavirus seriously? I'm like, the day I heard about it. What?
When did you hear about it?
Sometime in mid-January. I knew I told you about it.
No, I heard it. No, well, see, I had heard about it before that because a friend of mine had sent a video of people in China freaking out about it, and that was like the first week of January. It was like the 6th of January. It was really early.
Oh, okay.
And my friend had sent me a video of like security camera footage of people just running around the streets freaking out about this virus.
Okay, so you did hear it before me, but
yeah.
But
I mean, I just kind of, but you see, the video was sent to our Snapchat, thing. And I didn't really think much of it until eventually, it started surfacing, that this is a virus.
Well,
he sends all sorts of videos of just random stuff, and so it's a type of thing that fits the profile. Like, just another video, just people freaking out, and so I didn't think much of it.
Right.
At the time.
So, when I started off with memes. Is somebody mowing out or vacuuming?
Yeah. Oh no, that's an airplane. They were mowing earlier.
Oh, wow.
Right, what you hear right now is probably an airplane.
Wow, that's a very loud airplane. You don't really hear
Well,
airplanes.
we live by the airport.
Oh, I guess, yeah.
Lincoln Airport is literally like a couple miles away.
I suppose. Well, anyways,
You can see them landing all the time.
so we when it started, when the whole thing started, like when I first started seeing memes, and I was like, what is this about?
Oh, I also have my window open. That's probably why.
Oh, I started seeing memes. I'm like, what is this? What is going on here? Like, I saw this one where it's like China right now, and like I had seen Plague Inc., so I was just like, is there like a new disease in China? What's going on? And then I finally got the name of the virus, or like where it was happening, instead of just China. And so I went and looked it up, and I'm like, oh. And then I notified you, and I was like, are you seeing this? He's like, and you're like, yeah, I've seen this. And I'm like, well, should we start covering this on the channel? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, but we gotta do this right. We gotta get gas masks. And so we did.
No, we didn't do that till spring break though.
No,
That was mid-March.
no, but we got the gas masks in February.
Oh.
We walked around campus in March, but we got the gas masks at the end of January, which is why we didn't.
Oh yeah, I can remember. I wanted to go to campus with a hazmat suit and a gas mask, saying "first case in Nebraska."
Yeah. We were gonna do that, but
Oh no, because we were making jokes about doing that. We made jokes in February or January.
we were making jokes in February.
Because I remember, let's walk around and say first case in the U.S. or whatever.
Right, that's why we bought the gas masks in the first
That
place.
was before the first case in the U.S. was announced. And I said, let's walk around campus saying first case in the U.S. or whatever.
Yeah. And well, we got it, and we got the masks, and well, we didn't have time.
Did do that. But I saw videos. I don't think they're on Nego's TikTok. I don't have a TikTok, but I've seen videos of people sitting in desk at a classroom in freaking hazmat suits.
So yeah, but I mean, do you remember though that first podcast? It was the end of January, but it didn't go up till February, and it's like we're all gonna freaking die.
Well, yeah, you used to say that all the time. I also remember the time how was it Roger came back from? I don't remember where it was in the timeline, but I know that you were telling me about you had one kid that you were sitting by in your econ class.
Oh yeah!
The professor, and he was like, yeah. So I heard you've been gone, and you heard something about COVID, family, gone, and you're like, I just sat by that kid.
Yeah, that one freaked me out because I was like, oh, wait, what? I mean, he's from Japan, so he was from Japan, but like he had me freaked out. I was just like, bro, what's going on? You haven't. I mean, ever since the semester started, you've been kind of in and out. What's going on here, bud? You okay? And he wasn't feeling well either. That's the thing. He was sick. He was sick too.
And you're like, well, I hope you get better. And you're like, what?
Like, because he was coughing. And I was just like, I'm going to freaking die. I am going to die. I'm going to get corona and die. This is it. This is the end. He did have corona. I didn't. I never got corona because of my. Wait,
was that actually COVID that he had? Or did he get COVID later?
I have no idea. Well, I couldn't talk to the man anymore. He disappeared all the time. And then the semester went AWOL.
Yeah. Do you remember when that was, though? Was that February or January?
That was February, yeah.
It was February.
When this whole thing was starting to escalate really bad.
Because we used to meet at the Union for lunch.
Yep. People, it was so funny because, like, again, everybody's like, so when did you realize Corona was real? I'm like, the day I found out about it. I was like, this is it. This is the end. And everybody was just like, and everybody, no one took it seriously. So then when campus shut down, my roommate, AK or Tex, whatever you want to call him, he looked at me as he was about to walk out the door, and he's like, "You were right. You were freaking right. He was right." And he's just, and I'm like, and he's just like, "I can't believe it. You were right. You told us. You were like, this isn't going to go well, and like this is gonna be rough," and nobody believed me. And then when the university shut down, he was like, "He was right. Damn it. He was freaking right." Like the irony. Nobody believed us, Phil. Like, were your friends like, did your friends think this was gonna be a thing and we're gonna have problems with this, or were they deniers like mine?
Oh no, we made jokes about it, hoping it got big.
No, I was making jokes about it. My roommates are like,
we were making jokes how we're all gonna die because we just wanted to, it was our way of diffusing the situation, was to joke about it just killing everybody. And yeah. So
my roommates, they I remember we were gathered on the couch one night with their Rondo's girlfriend was there, and Rooster's girlfriend was there. Tex didn't have his girlfriend at the time. And we were all sitting there talking about the corona. It was up late. I think it was like right before the university was going to shut down, I think, or I don't remember when it was, but like, because they were freaking out. My roommates weren't. They had not a care in the world. But Rondo's girlfriend, she was kind of freaking out about the whole thing, and they're like, "Well, what do we do?" And I actually was the most rational person there, surprisingly, and I was.
You said nothing.
Well, I knew all kinds of information, so I was, telling them what I knew, and calming them down, and I'm like, How
did you calm them down?
I don't remember, but I did. And my roommate was like, "You were freaking her out there for a minute," and I'm like, "But I calmed her down." You got to get through the facts that freaks you out, and then you talk about the realism here. Okay? You go through the facts, you go what you know. All right, if you're ever... A lot of people don't do the facts. They just tell them what they need to hear and what they should... Not what they need to hear, what they should hear to calm them down. If you want to calm somebody down, or at least if you want to calm them down rationally, without lying to them...
You're probably going to die tomorrow. Make the most of today.
No, here's what you do. Here's what I do, and a lot of people criticize me for it, but I think if somebody's ever going to do it for me, here's how I want it to be done. I want you to tell me the facts. I don't care what it is. I don't care if those facts freak me out or freak them out. The facts, they do that. But you tell them the facts, and then you tell them the probabilities. You tell them, here's the likelihood of this thing happening. So say somebody's like, we're talking about Alzheimer's. Give me the facts about Alzheimer's, and then you give me the probability of getting Alzheimer's. And you tell me it's low. You're probably not going to get it. Don't worry about it. If you don't have anybody that has Alzheimer's in your family, you're probably not going to get it.
Well.
And, Alzheimer's really freaks me out, but that...
my grandfather had it.
Is that on your mom's side?
Yeah.
Oh, you're screwed. It skips a generation.
It was either my... Wait. No, it would have been my great-grandfather.
Oh, so your dad will get it.
No, my mom would get it.
Oh, right, yeah, your mom will get it.
It would skip... It was my grandfather.
However, I think it's more of a...
So it'd skip... It was my great-grandfather. So it'd skip my grandfather, go to my mother, skip me... To my kids?
Yeah, your kids will get it. So you won't get it, thank God. But your mom might get it. But however, it's unlikely that your mom will get it because I think it stays on the. I think it's kind of tied to your gender. So like, if your grandma has it, and if you're a girl, then you'll probably. If your grandma has it, then you'll probably, as a girl, you'll probably get it. But if your grandpa has it and you're a girl, you're probably not gonna get it. I think that's how that works. I think it's kind of. I mean, the chances are diminished. I think, but I think you.
Yeah, I mean, there's a probability you'll still get it. It's just lower.
It's lower than it would be if you were the same gender as your grandparents.
Oh.
So there's a lower probability that if you have sons that they'll get it.
I've actually started doing that too. Well, you know how I did all my genealogy research?
You're doing genes.
I started doing what?
You're doing genes now?
Oh, I said, you know how I've been doing genealogy research?
Yeah.
For my family tree. Well, I've started going through now and doing like health records. You know.
Yeah. My our health records on on my dad's side, they're interesting. I could die of lots of things. Hard to know. Everybody seems to die prematurely. But it's usually Grandma was the only one who died. But she was
naturally.
But she was like that. It would be genetics. Her was the only one to be genetics because she wasn't like. I mean, she was. I heard that she was bigger her whole life until she got older. So I mean, it's possible that her heart was already worn out and shot, and that's what caused the heart attack. But more than likely, it was genetics.
Hmm.
So hard to say. But like, I mean, my grandma, and my great grandma, they're both they're both very healthy and they're fine. The one, she's actually doing really bad right now, but she's 100 years old. She's 100 years old, so what do you expect? And I'm not exaggerating. She's actually 100 years old. All right? I'm not exaggerating. She's actually she just turned a century old.
Oh.
So props to her. But no, she kind of gave up, and once she got to about 98, 97, she started giving up. Especially when Corona happened, she was like, I'm done.
Have you ever talked to her about what it was like living in the 1930s and all
that? No, I mean, truth be told, she knows a lot. I think if you talk to her in Czech, she probably knows Czech better than she knows English, so her English probably isn't even that good. And truth be told, she doesn't really remember anything. And I can't really understand her. She's a bit of a low talker. She's very quiet.
So you need to learn Czech and talk with her.
Well, she's about to die, probably. So
yeah, warm her heart before she dies.
Oh, that's a great idea. The fact that she really can't remember anything, she can't hear. That's the biggest part. She can't really hear. I'd have to write it down. If she could read it, then.
Write it in Czech.
Yeah, let me just go learn Czech for this whole thing. I don't know.
Yeah, that's
she
what
speaks
Google's
English. She speaks English, but I'm pretty sure Czech was her first language. So, even though she's not from Czechoslovakia, she was born here.
Yeah.
Because, well, I don't actually. That's on my grandma's side. I don't know how long her family's been here. Because on my grandpa's side, we've been here 6 generations. I'm 6th.
Yeah. Dennis claimed to know Czech. He claimed to. But from what my dad said, he couldn't really speak it. But
well, anyway,
Rudy and Fred, however, they were fluent.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyways,
because Rudy actually had cousins in Czechoslovakia that he would communicate with. He would write letters to them. Now, I don't know. It's obviously been a while since he's, ever been in a spoken environment. But I'm sure that since the fact he can still write it, he obviously learned to speak it as well.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure he could speak it to some degree as well.
Yeah.
Because my dad would tell me that, they'd write back to him, in Czech as well. And he could definitely start to tell the linguistic differences that would start to appear between the words they'd use. Because occasionally they'd use words and, phrases that, he didn't quite understand. because, as you know, words change over time. Linguistic differences, and so he started to notice that. But they were still able to communicate because it was still the same language.
We need to find these cousins and go to the Czech Republic.
Do what?
And visit them.
Well, I actually found records of where the old house was.
That doesn't help.
But I mean, that's a start.
Well,
if we find people that know that are related to the people that lived in that house, apparently now it's a memorial.
Right. But I mean, the problem, you gotta find. Well, okay, so you gotta figure out who these cousins are, and you gotta figure out who they have kids. I'm sure they're as old as he was, so I'm sure they've probably passed on. So you gotta find their kids.
Yeah.
And then
in that case, it'd be like your grandfather's age.
So we need to find their great-great-grandchildren.
Yeah.
And they might be our age. They could be older than us.
Yep. I don't know.
Maybe the great-great-great-grandchildren.
What I do know, though, is that it's our three great-grandfather who was the person who came across. And his son was born in Czechoslovakia, raised in the U.S., and he was fluent.
I guess
obviously.
It would have been my great.
And he would have taught Rudy.
Mine would have been my great-great-great-grandfather as well. 3 greats.
I've heard stories, though, that on my mom's side, though, they were trilingual because, they raised Czech. They lived next to, what was it, a Swedish family or a German family? I think it was a German
Probably
family.
German.
They lived next to a German family. And so they became fluent in German. And then they went to school to learn English. The kids did. The kids were trilingual.
And these people were just farmers. Jesus Christ. We might be dumb compared to them. Because Jesus.
I wonder how I feel like now that we're in the age of technology, I feel like the average IQ, let's look this up. Is the average IQ going down? I feel like we may know more facts than our prior generation. But that does not necessarily mean intelligence. I feel like our predecessors.
Nope. Incorrect.
Oh, you think?
Nope.
Getting smarter?
Yep. Development. Other than China, they're a bit of an anomaly. Development trends.
Wait, what's happening in China, bro?
Okay, so you have to understand Asia is an anomaly in itself because Asia doing well in school is you have to remember. There's a lot of backstory to this. I've done a lot of research on this because I've been very curious about IQs. So IQs with the more developed countries
goes
tend
up
to
3 points every decade.
Huh?
Average.
What is this?
3 IQ points per decade.
Okay.
It's called the Flynn effect.
Well, anyways, here's how this. In developed countries, IQs are high, and undeveloped countries they're low, and you're like, but that doesn't make sense. Well, the problem is in undeveloped countries, it's not that they're dumb. It's just that their brains don't get used to their full capacity because they don't need to use it to that capacity. They don't have to go to school and use their brains. They just, they use them on the farm or they use them at their job every day, and that's it. They care about themselves, and that's it. They don't have to think complexly about things. So the IQ is just naturally lower. They could easily raise them. It won't take much. Better nutrition is the big thing. And just not having to fend for your life every day, that all increases your intelligence right there. So, but in China, hello, we froze. Oh no, did the stupid Wi-Fi go out? God damn it. Technical difficulties. I'll be back with you in a second. And we're back. No, we didn't lose recording. I turned it off so I could troubleshoot. That's the Wi-Fi. That's a whole other story. But anyways.
So the last thing I heard was you talking about how you looked into this.
Right.
IQ.
So in developing countries, nutrition is bad. They don't have to worry about anything besides, where's my next meal coming from? When I'm going to get to work if they live in the city.
Yeah.
In developed countries, our nutrition is really good. We don't have to worry about, typically, don't have to worry about where our next meal is coming from. But again, if you do have to worry, those people's intelligence are naturally lower. They're poor, it's naturally lower. It's just something that's shown. Smarter people are typically more well off. So anyways.
Okay. I follow.
So in China though, and in Asia it's an anomaly. These countries, they're not as developed as the United States, but they have a higher average IQ. The reason is because they value education and good grades specifically so much higher than anywhere else in the world. The suicide rates are so high in Japan. Not in Japan, but in China's youth, because people. It's a big thing. Like, if you don't do well, you're gonna bring shame to our family, and I don't want to see you again. So like that's all.
So all the dumb ones killed themselves.
Well, okay.
I'm sorry, I was making a joke. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that.
Anyways, but so they strive to do as good as possible, and China also standardizes everything, and then also tells you what you're going to do. If you're good at this thing, you're going to do that. Well, that helps with IQ because, say you're not very, say you're creative, or say you're good at math, but you want to be a writer. In the U.S., you would just be a writer, and you wouldn't work on your math skills, and so it just diminishes your IQ. In China, well, if you're good at math, they're gonna make you do math. You're gonna do that. You're gonna go work in that field, and you're gonna do that. They make you do that if you're good at it, and so they build your strengths. It's not in the U.S. where you're gonna do what you want to do,
But see, that's the thing, though. There's pros and cons. Cause I feel like doesn't the U.S. kind of lead the world in research, scientific research, and
innovation? No, but as for for research and stuff, yeah. But we also have the most.
What?
We also have
the most. We have all these minds that we give people opportunities.
Well, we
allow their skills to flourish.
We also import brain power.
Yes. Yeah, we don't have our own natural power. We import it.
A lot of people, when we started the university, they're like, we need more people to go to to universities in the U.S. because China. There's 1.4 billion people there, okay? 1.4 billion people. The normal biological rate at which geniuses are born, they would naturally have more geniuses. Yeah. And there would naturally be more people going to university, even though it's going to be a smaller percentage. They're still going to have more people going to universities. So the U.S., to compensate, because we have a fourth of the population, needs to have 4 times as many people going to universities so that we can keep up. And but the U.S., because capital is so abundant. If there's a country in the world where capital is probably the most abundant, it's here. Actually, I think I've seen that statistic. Investment capital is the most abundant here in the U.S.
Yeah.
If you need investment, easiest to get. Maybe not the most abundant, but easiest to get. If you need it, you can get it. There's people willing to shell out cash for stupid things all the time. So,
Oh yeah.
it might not be as abundant as they make.
Because they know they have stupid consumers.
Yeah, because like in Singapore, the capital might be more abundant, but it might not be as easy because like, well, they might be a little smarter with it. In the U.S., it's just like, light my cigar with $100 bill. I don't care. I'm exaggerating here. I'm not sure if that's actually true or not. Don't take this as truth. But the U.S., I was talking to my friend from Malaysia, and he's like, well, ours is based off the British system, and the British system is way more standardized than the U.S. And when he came to
education,
yeah, and when he came to the U.S., he was shocked at the research. There, it's standardization. There is no research. In the U.S., you're taught to do research.
Yeah.
And to, be creative.
Yeah.
Come up with something. That doesn't happen. They just test you on facts over there. They don't ask you to go and, do that. That doesn't happen. In the U.S., it's like, yeah, go do this research. Go figure out. Go find the facts. I don't want to teach you the facts. I mean, in high school, they teach you the facts. But in college, we don't teach you... College doesn't teach you facts. They teach you how to get the facts. That's college. It's like algebra. Algebra doesn't teach you math facts. You know all your math facts before you get into algebra. Algebra now tells you how to apply those and how to solve for unknown variables. That's the point of algebra. Everyone's like, how is algebra useful? Algebra is the most useful math on the face of the planet. Alright? I will argue calculus is not useful for the average Joe. It's not necessary.
I always thought of calculus as just advanced algebra. Well, calculus is practically like algebra 5.
Yeah. It's just more algebra, but now it's finding the area under the curve, which is your variable.
It's all still algebra, though. You're solving for variables.
Right? Yeah. Now you're solving for the your variables.
It's just different methods. It's just different methods.
Right.
It's still algebra.
Right.
In a sense.
But anyways, basic algebra though is fundamental to human society. All right.
Yeah.
When I think it was the Arabs. The Middle East developed algebra. That's why it's called algebra.
Yeah.
They developed algebra. That's wonderful. The Greeks didn't have algebra. Europe didn't have algebra, if I'm not mistaken. Or like base 10, and they had to get that from the Crusades. They got algebra from the Crusades.
The Arabs also invented the concept of zero.
Right.
So they needed because before they just didn't use zero. I think it was just they put nothing there as because they needed something as a placeholder was the idea.
Yeah. But yeah,
I think they were also using base 10.
Well, yeah, they invented base 10.
Was it base 10?
I think they've invented base 10.
I don't remember because
the Romans did base 12.
Yeah.
That's why the inches and pounds, feet is all base 12, kind of.
Yeah.
But no, yeah. So, but I mean,
to be fair though, I've heard
base
from
12
many
is better.
people that, because you can do it has more factors is the reason why, and so it makes mental math easier.
I think it's still better base 10.
That is the reason I heard. It makes mental math easier because it has more factors.
Base 10, I think,
base
is
10. 10 has what 2 and 5. Whereas 12 has
4,
2,
3, 2,
3,
6,
4, 6, and that's it.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 6.
And technically, those. Yeah.
So it has 2 more, as double, literally double
The amount of factors. Yeah. I mean, that helps with mental math, but also you only have 10 fingers.
Yeah, but what they do is they counted the indexes they excluded the thumb, and if you look at the top of your finger, they counted the portions between. So you have 3 markings on each finger.
I don't like.
You have 3 sections of each finger. 1, 2, 3, and they have 4 fingers. That's 12. That's how they counted.
That's annoying.
But that's how they did it, though.
Yeah.
You exclude the thumb, 4 fingers, and then you have 3 sections of each finger.
Yeah. But that's exactly why we use base 10 is because
10 fingers. But base 12 has a similar concept.
we
with
just do
fingers.
base 4.
What? I mean, yeah, but that's less useful.
Yeah. Anyways, no, base 2. Screw it.
Base 2.
Base 2.
Base 2. Ones and zeros.
Ones and zeros. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Damn it. Computers do it.
Yeah. They do.
And look what they can do.
They also
I don't
have a
see.
higher CPU. I mean, I don't think the average CPU of a human brain can handle these.
I don't think the human brain can run at 4
Maybe they're taught
gigahertz.
from a very young age.
I don't think the human brain even runs at a gigahertz. It might run at a kilohertz. Might.
I don't know.
That's an interesting question.
If you were taught from a young age to count in base 2, I wonder if it'd just be natural.
I don't know if you could do it as fast as like somebody that could do base 10 though.
No, I mean, no, but my point is, could they still count? You have to teach them how to count and do everything.
Could you
So they
imagine?
you don't expose them to any numbers other than 1 and 0. You teach them how to count with just 1 and 0. You go 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1.
1 0 0 1 0
Yeah,
1
1 0
1
0
0
1 0
1 1
1.
1.
Yeah, that's how you teach them to count.
Jesus, that would get unruly really fast.
And so then when they're adding numbers, a number like what we would call 100, obviously that's completely different. Maybe like 1 0 0.
The thing is though, base 10 is so much more dense than base 2.
Base 12 is even more dense, yeah.
Yeah, it's probably a whole.
Because now you have 2 more symbols
Yeah.
to represent the concept of 10. And see, the thing is, it's really kind of interesting. You don't think about it though when you're frozen.
No, I'm just thinking.
Oh, okay. Because that's what happened last time. You were just kind of frozen.
Yeah, I looked at my screen and I saw my mouse stop moving. I'm like, uh-oh.
It's kind of interesting though to think about the base system. Because what we consider the number 10 is really just 1 0.
Yeah.
The concept of 11 is really just 1 1, and then it's 1 2, 1 3, 1 4. You go to 20. It's 2 0,
Right,
2 1,
that's
2
how
2.
base 10 works.
Yes, but it's that
In base 12,
teach
10
that
would
in
be
school.
something else, 11 would be something
Yes.
else, and 12 would be something else, and then it would start
No.
over.
12 would be the new 1 0.
Oh, right, it'd be the new 10.
12 would have the symbols of 10,
Right.
which would be 1 0.
You'd have to come up with
You
something.
just have 2 new symbols, and there already is symbols out there.
You would
I don't
need
know
3
if
new
you use
symbols.
it, just 8.
Oh, yeah,
But
11 and
they
10.
literally make their own symbols to represent it.
That'd be crazy.
Because, I mean, that's the thing, we're so accustomed to the number 9 or the number 7 looking like the way it does. But really, all it is just a bunch of lines that someone decided to make and say, let's let this represent 7.
Oh, maybe they
Let's
bring
let
the
this represent 9. So they make their own symbol and say, let's let this represent 11.
I'm assuming it
I mean,
looks...
sure, it may look strange, but if you were taught from a kid, this represents 11, you'd think no different.
I'm sure it looks different than like a... Oh, my brains. I'm sure it looks different than like... I would like, oh, let's do a V, but obviously you don't want to do V because if you use V as a variable, you want to do that. Just like how they use X.
Well, I mean, yeah,
as
you
variable
wouldn't use
and for
anything that looks
multiplication,
like
which I don't
you wouldn't
understand
use
why.
anything that looks like a letter in the Roman alphabet.
We'll never understand why they teach the X at all for multiplication.
Oh,
Just,
yeah.
just teach the dot.
Yeah. Or write the number together. 4 times 5, just write it next to each other.
That doesn't work.
Write it next to
10
each
times 5, 105. That's not what that says.
other. Yeah, that is right. 10 times 5.
No, what bugs me
That's right.
is that in Europe and stuff, for decimals, they use commas.
Wait, what?
So in the U.S.,
Oh, yeah,
decimal is a dot,
yeah.
but
Yeah,
in the
I
rest
know
of the
that.
world, it's a com. It's the rest of the
I
world,
know
it's a
that.
comma still.
I knew that.
Why? I'm like, that's
I learned that when I started learning Spanish, because you learn numbers, and we start learning big numbers. They tell you to separate decimals, like decimal place, with a comma.
Yeah, I was trying to read something one time, and it was amount of money. It was $10.05 basically.
Yeah.
It was 10,05. I'm like, what? Is it supposed to be like 1,000? I'm like, oh wait a minute,
No.
that's a decimal.
Yeah.
Well, how does that work when you start getting, do they? I mean, if you don't
And see,
separate,
I remember this problem because Callis mentioned this problem with one of the survival craft updates, because he was having troubles with it failing in other countries, and he didn't realize the problem until he realized that in his code it depended on if a country was using the comma or decimal to separate, place values, and it caused this huge bug in the system for people in other countries.
So did his country use decimals then?
No. He's born in. I think he lives in the U.S., but he found some workaround.
Oh, I always took it as he didn't live in the U.S., but I guess he did.
Well, maybe he does. Whatever the case is, he eventually found a workaround. But he mentioned it on one of his blog posts.
I have to read that up. But anyways, I'm assuming they don't separate their decimals with commas. They just leave them all congealed together like we do in the U.S.
Well, that is the new. No, so the new system is to completely eliminate it and just not use any commas, and you separate it with a space.
No. No. That's terrible. That's terrible. Are you still there?
Yeah.
That's terrible. That's also kind of like how they teach math these days. It's base math or whatever it is. Whatever they teach now for how children solve problems, it's terrible. Or like I saw a thing, they were comparing how they teach to do multiplication, and versus Japan versus China. And Japan, they do this this square, and China does this other way.
Wait, for what?
To do multiplication, they draw a square, and they draw lines and put numbers in each corner. And I'm like, that's so complicated. And I mean, I'm sure it's easy if you're taught it as a young age. But I'm looking at that. That's so complicated. It takes up so much space. Both of them take up so much space. It's so inefficient. And then I'm like looking at what I do, and I'm like, the only problem with the way math is taught in the U.S. is carrying over numbers. That a lot of people that's hard to understand. A lot of kids don't understand that, which is why China and Japan do these other ways. Because carrying things over is such a hard thing to learn. However, interestingly enough, if a kid needs to learn base 2 addition, you need to know how to carry things over. Because that's essential in base 2. Yeah. So, what they're teaching would works if the kid never has to use base 2. But if you ever have to use base 2 for whatever reason, you're not going to understand how to do it. Me, who knows how to carry numbers over, base 2 was, yes, confusing and counterintuitive to learn, but the carrying over thing, it made sense. And actually, the carry over, when I learned base 2, really, learning a different way of counting or a different language really opens your brain up to realize, holy crap, that's why we do what we do. Like in English, it's why we add ly to make it an adverb, or it's why we add ing to make it a verb. Because in Spanish, those rules are a lot more set, but you have all these different variations of one word, and that is inefficient. The English language.
Actually, I kind of like it. You get so many different ways to reformulate a word. It's kind of cool.
Well,
From a linguistic standpoint, because you can say more with less.
I thought you could say more with less with English. Most of the time when I'm translating English to Spanish, Spanish gets blown
You can say
up.
more. That's because of the way that the grammar works. But word-wise, you can say more with less words.
I suppose so. But,
Because you get so many different ways to reformulate a verb.
so they break.
Because think about it. Say, I talk. That's literally
They don't have
two
to do
words.
that. They just say, so like, I
Pablo.
ate. They don't have to say that. They just you como. You don't have to say yo como.
Exactly.
You don't-
You can literally formulate all those tenses into one word.
But so what? They
Actually,
made-
I've kind of started to want to learn like just basic Chinese, because Chinese, they don't have a past tense.
Oh, good.
They don't
God.
conjugate verbs based on tenses. They talk about past events with a word. They use a word for yesterday, and that means past tense.
That is not efficient. Right? Having a word that seems.
They have a word that
inefficient.
means they have a word that signifies past tense, but they don't conjugate a verb.
That seems inefficient.
I don't know.
I will
Oh,
say
it seems easier.
there
It's
is
easier to wrap your mind around. You don't have to say like I ran,
speed runners.
running.
Certain games, speedrunners run games in a certain language. I don't remember what language it is. Because, well, it depends. I guess, no, certain languages. They run, certain games work better in certain languages because it condenses things down versus just English. And so, those few extra frames can really help you in the long run playing this speed run. You know, say the speed run is an hour long. Well, if you're saving yourself a frame every other minute, or every few seconds, a few frames every second saves you a lot of time. You know.
But here's the thing I wanted to read to you. The 22nd General Conference of Weight and Measures declared in 2003 that the symbol for the decimal marker should either be the point on the line or a comma on the line. It further reaffirmed that numbers may be divided in groups of 3. In order to facilitate reading, neither dots nor commas are ever inserted in the spaces between groups. This use should have been recommended by technical organizations such as the National Institute of Standards and Technology.
Why?
So they don't use commas or decimals to separate
I mean,
digits.
I could see that that's smart if you have a list of numbers. Because when you're making a list of numbers right now, well, you put a comma, well, if there's no decimal, it kind of looks like the numbers run together. I understand that. I could see it in that sense.
The only thing about it I don't like is that
But just
when
use
you
a
put a
semicolon.
space, the only thing I don't like about it is that when you put a space, when you go to type that into Word, I want the whole number to appear on one line. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't want the number to be split amongst 2 lines, should the case ever pop up. Because I don't know how Word manages that. Because if you type 100 space and then start typing in it.
I'm sure
It would it would move the numbers to the next line.
Oh yeah, I'm sure in other countries they have to like change the settings or something. I hope they never teach that, because that's I don't know. This segment has been going on for an hour. The coronavirus segment. So we should probably move on.
I do wish that, I do want to say one other thing. The one thing I wanted to say one other thing though. The one thing I do kind of like though, the one thing I wish we did do, was we use the long scale, because it makes billion, trillion, all those things make much more sense. Because literally, think about the word billion is by billion, 2 millions put together. So a billion in the long scale has with 12 zeros. A million has 6. A billion has 12. A trillion has 6 times 3, 18 zeros.
I was trying to figure that, because I play Egg Inc. and I was trying to figure out, because I'm like, it's septillion. That's how it's super easy to remember big numbers, because it's just based off the prefix.
A trillion in the old scale would have 7 times 6 is 42 zeros in the long scale. Now it's different. Now they divide it by 3. Because how they divide it by 3 is they put the R. They added R. So a millard is what we consider is our billion. Billard is our trillion.
All right, we can talk about this later, because okay. Anyways, new segment time. I'm sorry that ran on for an hour. We'll make the comment section quick.
Yeah, and then we'll talk about laundry.
Right, laundry. Unboxing review of Letitia Science's density cube case, plutonium-239. I saw that. I'm like, I know that isotope. Anyways, imagine having a small cube of 3 centimeters by 3 centimeters. He also meant to say another 3 centimeters, but he didn't. But anyways, of plutonium. And I'm like, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. It'd be a dream right before it kills you. Of radiation poisoning. Yeah. But yeah, that was pretty good. Anyways, that was on the normal Dr. Sheep channel. The rest are on Dr. Sheep Gaming. Seinfeld review, Minecraft Let's Play 48. Bitsium commented, nice vid. I dropped a sub as a YouTuber myself. I understand making videos can be seriously difficult, but not giving up. This generally amazing content would definitely get you far. Thank you. He subscribed to the Dr. Sheep channel. He didn't subscribe to Dr. Sheep Gaming. But power to him. Thank you for that. Yeah, I don't know. The content, the commentary is pretty good. I was talking about TV shows and writing sitcoms and how when we wrote our movies back in the day. And you gotta watch that Let's Play because I talk about it. I mean, listen to it. You don't have to watch the gameplay, but listen to what I had to say.
Oh, okay.
On
the what video?
It's on the gaming channel. It's the latest Minecraft Let's Play. It's the one that came out Monday. Anyways, well, yeah, we were talking about how we used to write movies, and I was talking about how I don't know if I can write a full-length movie. I can write, like, an episode of, like, I could probably write a full-length episode of, like, a drama, like, House MD, or I could write a full-length episode of Seinfeld. I don't know if I can write... Because, like, short films are about the length of, like, an episode of Seinfeld, or my longer one, like the coronavirus one,
I saw a really funny short film. I'll have to send you the link.
Anyways, if it ends up being as long as, like, as I think it might be, I'm approaching the length of, like, a drama. But writing a movie, I don't know if I can do that. I'm so like, even when I wrote stories in high school, I had this big build up. Like the beginning starts so detailed and so nice, and then it just ends. Because I get rushed and I lose inspiration, I run out of ideas, and it just jumps straight to the climax and the story ends. And I want to get better at writing to where, like, you know, I can write a book someday. Because I want to do that. I'm trying to get better to write longer stories so that eventually I could write a movie. So I don't just jump to the plot right away. And I think my best way to practice is to write a sitcom.
Yeah.
Because a sitcom will be easy. I can have these quick climaxes each episode, but there can be an overlying timeline to the whole thing for the whole season.
I think you should start out with cartoons. Or maybe not like actually like, you know, like a cartoon panel, you know, you can insert new panels, make it longer.
Yeah. I mean, I used to make cartoons back in the day. But, so what I want to do is, because then you have segments, and then you have this overlying arc that is the whole season. And then you can pick what episodes build on that more, and what episodes really don't do that. What episodes are filler, what ones aren't. You know. Usually, okay, let's do and I thought, I was like, I don't know if I can do this myself, but I feel like you and we could write a movie together. Or if we had Kyle, us three could easily write a movie together. I just don't think I alone can write a movie. And I don't know if you alone could write a movie. Kyle might be able to write a movie. I don't know how logical the flow would be, because when he tells me his stories, I'm like, what's the plot here? You know, it's
so
story.
That's the thing. Yeah, he is I feel like he could do a better job at writing a movie, because he'll go all in as if he's literally telling you every scene. When he describes a plot, he's literally telling you scene after scene after scene after scene what's going to happen.
And
it's your job to interpret the plot.
So I think if we combine yours and I's ability to be organized with his ideas, you know, or at least use my ideas, but then use his detailedness and use our structure brains, I think we could be a pretty good writing team. Like, Kyle and I can come up with ideas, you can focus on the plot and structure, and I can back you up, and then Kyle can do details and do creative stuff. I think we could do it. And I'll do camera work.
So I think it'd be best if he starts. It's everything just brain dump. Just dump it all down on the page.
Well, it's a story.
You know, and then, you know, then we step in and we add structure to it.
I think I want us to I want to make a movie, but we just don't have the time. I want YouTube to take off because I want to make a movie and put it on YouTube. That is my life's dream. I want to make a movie. Whether I actually get it in it depends. If we write a comedy, it's an hour and a half. If it's a drama, it's 2 hours.
2 hours?
That's standard length for a drama.
So you want like a full-length film?
Yeah, I want a feature-length. I can write a short film. I do it all the time. Yeah. That's not hard for me.
Yeah, I guess.
Writing a short film isn't hard for me. I can sit down and bang it out. But like making it longer, that's difficult. I want to work on it. I want to do that. I think we should do it. The only thing that
we should work on with the short film, though.
What?
That short films. I like the short films that are like dramatic. They leave you off the cliffhanger.
They
leave
like the first one.
They leave an open ending. I don't know. Your first one. They leave an open-ended question at the end of it. That's not answered. You don't answer. You just leave it like that. It just ends. because it makes you want a sequel, but yet you're just like, you don't do it.
Everyone wants a sequel to the first. You gotta watch the 3D black and white.
Everybody wants it, but you don't.
No one's ever theorized it. I want theorize. What do you think happened? No one ever tells me. They don't come up with theories. They're just like, I want to see a sequel. Or they're just like, I want to see you write more short films. This is good stuff. Write more. And so I write more. Like the coronavirus one. It is. I don't think. It's not my magnum opus. My magnum opus.
I think it makes it better though, because see, then when you make the sequel, then people are like, yeah. I mean, you came to an ending, but I didn't really like the ending. And then it feels like this is how it should have ended. It's just better if you just don't have an ending. Get rid of the ending.
That hurts me. Because I'm a big believer.
It hurts you, but I think it's great for views because people are like.
Well, yeah, okay. If we were to cut, there
is some sort of resolution. Obviously, it's not like it's gonna end like an episode, but it leaves some sort of question. It asks more questions than answers.
So, okay, let me get to that. I'm going to get to that. So, my magnum opus, I would say, is A Moment with My Brother. That one it was the pinnacle of, like, this is about as technically advanced as I can get. It's not my greatest work. It might be my best, It's not the best in a lot of things, but it was more of the first for a lot of things. It demonstrated what I'm capable of, I've got places to go. And that's the point of a magnum opus. It's your most important work. It's just not necessarily your best work. I think my best work will be, it's also coincidentally also my best work to date. My best work is going to be the coronavirus short film. Because it's my latest work. I've taken everything I've learned from the past several films that I've written and done. I've taken all the stuff we did when we were kids and we wrote movies. I've taken all this stuff and I dumped it into this one. And now it's like, okay, it's not my magnum opus, but it's gonna be my best work. And then that one, I can keep building on it. And each short film I build on, I get it longer and longer to the point where eventually, maybe, I can write a movie. And all the short films, they play into each other. They're not necessarily like an episode. It's more of here's a snippet of this timeline. You know, here's this section. Here's what happened here. So, like, the beginning starts with Fluffy's funeral. And then the corn one is like an acknowledgement of something that's in the universe. Because technically the corn one is written by Dr. Sheep. Well, Dr. Sheep is a character in Fluffy's funeral. He filmed it. So therefore, corn is like something that character Dr. Sheep made. That's in this universe. But not necessarily related to Brad Everett and what Brad does. The whole thing is usually about Brad, but it exists within the Brad universe, if we want to call it that. And then that's also with the Area 51 raid. Brad is not in it, but there are aliens, and we've acknowledged aliens exist in this universe. A Moment with My Brother has a different species of alien, but we've acknowledged aliens exist. We've also, in a 3D black and white short film, which is after A Moment with My Brother, it talks about there were aliens in Area 51, or we mention it anyways. We talk about the Area 51 raid. That was a separate short film. So it's a part of the universe, but it's not necessarily the main timeline. The coronavirus one is after A Moment with My Brother and before a 3D black and white short film, and starts to answer some of the questions that are left over from A Moment with My Brother. Because, like, okay, he's going to go to school. What happens when he gets to school? Or it starts to answer the questions, you know, why is he a quantum physicist, but he was really good at biology, in a moment with my brother. It answers that question. Well, how does he get to that point? Well, he does biology in the coronavirus short film, but he gets canceled from it because of, well, he makes a deadly virus and sells it to the Chinese. So the university's like, oh, we lost Phil. We lost Phil again. Shoot. I'll be back. And we're back. My Wi-Fi crapped out again.
Tell me this laundry story.
Okay. Fourth segment time. Laundry. Okay, so laundry is an interesting conundrum because the way people organize their laundry, I think folding laundry is a waste of time.
I don't fold my laundry.
I think putting it on a hanger is better, but it's still a waste of time.
What do you do?
So it's not the best solution. There is a better solution, but I just don't have the room for it. My solution is I throw all my crap in one basket. All my clean clothes, I throw it in a basket.
But then they get wrinkly.
I don't care. That's why I said it's not the best solution. The best solution is to have a dresser. A big, long, shallow dresser. And I can just throw t-shirts in there. Side by side by side by side. Yeah, they're probably still going to get wrinkled, but it's the best organizational scheme. Because folding...
How do you... Should the shirts you want?
Worn shirts go in a hamper upstairs next to the laundry machine. In the bathroom. I'd get out.
But I mean, if you put them in if you put shirts in a closet, you can easily see your options and what you want to wear a specific day. You can easily grab it.
Right. That's why I said the basket isn't the perfect organizational scheme, but it's the most efficient. Like I said, the perfect is a big long dresser that I can just throw the shirts in, and they'll be laid out, so I can see all the shirts. But I don't have to fold them. And they're not buried underneath other shirts. That's what I said. The basket, I probably lose time having to dig.
But it's not space efficient to lay them all out, though.
Right. But I don't like folding, and I don't like digging. And I don't like putting them on
hanger.
I don't like hangers, because hangers still take time.
Not that much. I mean...
Here's how much time it takes me now.
See, I just did laundry
out of the washer. I pulled them out.
Are you there? Are you there?
Yep.
Hello?
I'm here.
Okay. Hello? Yes. Okay, I hear you.
Talk.
Yes, I am talking. It crapped out again.
Talk.
I am. Yes, I hear you.
Well, you had something to say. Say it.
Oh, yeah. I said I did laundry yesterday. And, I mean, I don't fold laundry. I take all my shirts, I hang them up, and then, socks, shorts, all that. I just throw in a dresser. You have a dresser, right?
Kind of.
What do you mean, kind of?
Well, I don't use it.
So wait, what do you use it? You have a dresser, and what do you put in there?
It's got clothes, but I don't wear those clothes.
What?
Yeah.
How do you have a dresser, then?
I got it for free. And I was using it, but it was a pain in the butt to get back there all the time to get to my clothes. And so I eventually just started throwing my clothes in a pile. Because here's the thing. Folding laundry irritates me. Because I'm going to wear this t-shirt tomorrow.
That's what you just use a hanger. I told you, I don't fold any of my shirts.
But then I thought about it. I looked at my roommate.
I don't fold any of my shirts. I just hang them up.
I was talking to Rondo, and I was like, a hanger is better, but a hanger still takes, I have to do this. And I have to do that 10 times.
Or however long you wait to do laundry. I usually wait like 2 weeks to do laundry.
I can't do that. I have to wash. I only have like 4 or 5 polos, so I have to do laundry every week.
Oh.
I have to do it all the time.
No. I usually go like a week and a half, 2 weeks if I can.
I would.
I've gone 3 weeks. I've gone 3 weeks before, but that was when I was night crew, and and it really didn't matter what I was wearing to work. I could go. I went into work, wearing whatever the hell t-shirt I wanted, and so I did occasionally go like 3 weeks or whatever. But I literally ran out of
Underwear and socks?
underwear.
Yep.
I literally ran out of underwear before I ran out of shirts.
Yep.
I have a lot of. And see, that's the thing. I have a lot of underwear and socks, and so the fact that I ran out of underwear before I ran out of shirts was surprising. I think it's because, on the days you don't work, and you kind of just wear the same shirt all day, you don't really change, and then the next day you change, and so now you wore the same shirt twice. And so then that's how I'm able to extend t-shirts.
During the school year, sometimes I would go, like, I wouldn't go to work 1 week or something, or I'd only go, like, once. Yeah. But then I wouldn't work a weekend, so I'd only wear, at the most, like, 3, or I'd use up all of my polos, but I didn't have to go to work for, like, 2, or, like, but I wasn't having to go to work for an extended period of time for, like, 2 weeks. So I ran out of underwear and socks eventually. That only happens during the school year. That doesn't happen anymore because there's no school for me anymore.
So that was kind of another perk of working night crews. There's no dress code.
That sounds nice. I would just
I wear whatever the hell I want. There's no dress code.
I would literally wear a polo just because. Well, I want to extend my.
See, I have a jacket on over that because I'm in the frozen area, and so no one sees my shirt. I mean, they can see what color. They can see what color it is because the collar.
Yeah. You can rewear shirts.
I would sometimes. Well, I tried not to. I tried to smell somewhat decent. But yes, I have occasionally worn the same shirt.
I'll wear the same polo 2 days in a row. Not the same polo, I should say. I'll rewear a polo because I forgot to do laundry before work, so I have to rewear a polo. But I'll just wear one that I wore. That's at the bottom of the pile. But anyway,
that's the other thing. I'd wear like my jeans to work, and see, I don't really wear jeans normally around the house. So I go to work. Wear jeans for 4 hours. It's not dirty, so I just save it for the next time I work.
Yeah.
And then when my jeans, occasionally did get dirty, from moving around all the time. I go to work with a pair of sweatpants. I have gone to work with sweatpants.
Yeah.
I've worked once. I don't know, actually.
I don't like sweatpants.
I want to say I've gone to work with shorts, but it'd probably only be like one time for a couple hours because I was on campus and they needed me to stop in or whatever. And they're like, I'm not in uniform. That's okay. We need you. That might be the only occasion, but I don't think I've ever. Usually I was wearing jeans. I've gone to work, wearing jeans and sweatpants before.
Yeah.
But those are usually the occasions, when they needed me in. But I've gone into work, when I was scheduled, in sweatpants, because night crew.
Doesn't matter.
Who's going to see me?
Right.
There's no customers.
So yeah, but like.
And I'm kind of in my own little apartment. There's no one really there to, yell at me.
Back to my ridiculous laundry problems because everybody looks at me like I'm a psychopath.
Well, what's wrong with? Okay, I have done what you did. Just left laundry in a basket for a week, and then that's the problem. I go to grab a shirt I want to wear, and it's wrinkly.
I don't even pay attention. I throw the shirt on and I go out the door. Because my problem is efficiency. And that's a lot of people that get on my nerves.
Yeah, but then you can't search for the shirt you want.
There's not necessarily a shirt I want to wear anyways. I just reach my hand in, wiggle it around. Oh look, I haven't worn blue in a few days. I grab blue shirt and I go.
Oh my gosh.
The problem is I have a lot of red shirts. I don't have a lot of blue shirts. I have a lot of red shirts. My favorite. I don't wear black in the summer. I don't like to wear dark colors in the summer because it is so damn hot.
No,
it is horrendous. So in the winter, I'll wear a lot of black. In the summer, I wear a lot of light colors. I wore a Menards shirt yesterday. Oh my God. I was wearing a purple shirt Sunday. And I wore this Menards shirt yesterday. And the purple shirt was so warm Sunday. I was wearing it. But then I wore this gray Menard shirt. Oh my god. I mean, it's a different fabric too. It's not as heavy of a shirt. But it was so airy and light, and the sun did not heat it up, like, at all. It was so nice. I was like, it's purple. It's reflecting the highest... it's absorbing the highest energy rays from the sun, so I'm like... is there really that much purple? Apparently, there's enough purple in that comes through in the atmosphere to heat you up still. The worst would be like a green or a blue.
Yeah.
Black, obviously, is the worst, but if we're doing one solid color, green or blue is going to be the worst because that's the most that comes through.
Yeah.
A red shirt isn't that bad, I think, because like red's a lot lower wavelength anyway, so it's carrying a lot less energy.
So that's the thing, I saw a Vsauce video, and I've never been able to wrap my mind around it. Unless I'm not fully understanding the curve right. But in one of his videos, he said if you were a frog and you could see one individual photon at a time, and you went far out into the outer space to where the sun was only projecting itself as one photon at a time, he said most of the photons that would hit your eye would be red.
Yeah, that
and
makes
the
sense.
only what?
That makes sense.
Why?
Because think about it this way: those smaller. So, like, I mean, you're in space, right? The probability that a photon's going to run into something is unlikely. However, red, the longer wavelengths travel further. We know this. This is. They don't bump into things, and they can bounce off things easier. That red.
See, I was. Okay, that makes sense. I was thinking it more in terms of energy density. You need more red photons to equal the energy of a green photon. Even though it peaks in green, even though the peak energy is in green, I figured, well, maybe you just need more red photon. Maybe the sun emits more red photons to equal the energy of green.
Yeah, I mean, the sun might emit more red, but red's such a low energy that it still doesn't equal the green output.
But see, red is also more... it reflects easier, though. It bounces around things more.
Red?
Like red goes around the atmosphere. That's why we see that's why lunar eclipses are red and not blue. Because blue gets absorbed. It goes into stuff and gets absorbed.
Yeah.
It doesn't go through stuff.
So you would see red way out in space because it doesn't get absorbed by anything. Bounces off.
But when it changed, but yes, I was thinking more like blue is able to go through stuff or whatever, and red is,
But if there's a lot less blue, then... See, that's the thing. Just because the energy is showing that there's more green light being emitted, it doesn't mean that there's more green photons being emitted.
That was the argument I was making earlier.
Yeah.
That was the argument I made earlier.
I think that's what it is. And
I didn't know what reason. I didn't know. He never said the reason. And I didn't know what the reason. I didn't know if it's because it's just purely emitting more red photons, or if it is because of, the fact that red light can bend around objects. And I kind of want to know the reason.
Well, why would a plant be green? Doesn't make sense.
It's because of the chlorophyll.
But why
But why did it evolve to be green in the first place? That I don't know. Like, it could have been any other color.
I think it's because there's more photons of every other color. There's more photons of red. So it doesn't matter. So, and then if it absorbs all of it, it's maybe too much. So it picks green. So it can still get...
Because the sun peaks in green.
Right.
So it's going to reflect the majority of the energy that hits it.
Oh, that's right. Whatever. No.
That's my point. Why not be purple? Why not have purple flowers so you can absorb all the energy below it?
I don't know. Flower.
Why be green and reflect where the peak is?
I honestly think it's because I think it'd just be too much energy.
But could they evolve to survive more energy?
Maybe not. Mutations. If your DNA is constantly getting destroyed, how are you supposed to evolve?
Yeah, I suppose, yeah.
Or maybe the sun's peaks when plants evolve.
Well, that's why evolution. That's why mutations occur, though.
Yeah.
Because in one day there's a mutation that occurs that allows you to reflect those harmful UV rays to preserve your DNA,
Well,
and then those are traits that get passed down.
well, maybe at some point, maybe the sun's peak energy output back then wasn't in the green.
Could be.
We have no way to know. There's no way for us to know.
Yeah.
We can look at younger stars, but that doesn't mean that's not where our star did, though. That's the thing. We can assume, but we don't know for sure. And if we go to other planets and plants are green and their star is similar to ours, then yeah, we can confer that, or like their star is younger and but their planets are green, but the sun is still peaking just like our star did at its current age, even though their star was younger than ours, but the planets still are green. Then we can ask, okay, something's wrong here. Why are planets still favoring green?
Yeah.
We have no way of knowing unless we go to another planet or we get a time machine. And you know, one of those is more likely than the other. Both are still astronomically unlikely within any of our lifetimes, but one is astronomically more likely still. But back to the laundry. How did we get the hell? The whole.
We're talking about colors.
The whole problem with the I like the hanger.
You brought up a red shirt.
Yeah. What did you went off? Anyways, the hanger situation is I put a shirt on the hanger. Tomorrow, I don't know what shirt I'm picking, but tomorrow I gotta pull that shirt right off the hanger again. And it's like, what the hell was the point of putting the shirt on the hanger in the first place?
Keep it organized.
But then I'm like, well, okay, well, what if we just pull a shirt off every night and then keep it aside? Well, then I gotta pull the other shirts off the hangers anyways. So then I get into the conundrum of what was the point of the hangers in the first place? And
To keep stuff from getting wrinkled.
But wrinkles don't, and that's everybody, they always look at me like, but wrinkles don't bother me. I don't even notice them.
You know, you're going to be until it catches up with you. Because you're going to be like that commercial where the guy's like, I'm sure you've seen the commercial how your V-neck turns into a U-neck.
Yeah, but
I think it's the same what?
That was for laundry detergent.
No, but they made another one about wrinkles.
But the
mom shuns the kid that went up to pick up his daughter with wrinkled clothes.
But see, they were looking at, but they're saying that laundry detergent prevents the wrinkles. I've never anybody ever say, "Why is your shirt so wrinkly?" No one's ever said that. That's only happened.
Probably because it's kind of rude.
But
because I see you like that all the time. It's the norm. You've made it the norm. One day you'll go to wear a shirt that's freshly pressed and like, oh, what'd you do to that shirt? It looks so much better than it had before.
So, but
it's not wrinkled. Oh, is that what it is?
So here's the thing, though. I've only ever had somebody say the shirt was wrinkled, and it was a dress shirt that was hung up.
Did you iron it?
See, only dress shirts get wrinkled for me.
You need to iron it.
And my brain is having a problem.
If you don't have an iron, you can do like a quick.
My stepmom, Will's mom, did it for me. She ironed the one dress shirt because I left it crumpled up in a ball. Yeah. But my other dress shirts, they're wrinkled and they hang up 24/7. So I'm like, What is the point?
Wait, how?
I don't know, but they got wrinkled anyways. So
wait, hold up. Are they hung like the suit behind you?
Yeah. That's my new suit, actually. I just bought that yesterday.
Oh, really?
Monday.
Do you go to Men's Warehouse, JCPenney's? Where'd you go?
I went to JCPenney's.
Huh.
The pants are gray. That's a blue suit. You can't really tell. It looks like it's black. I took my other suit to get dry cleaned at Hy-Vee.
Blue suit with gray pants?
Yeah.
Typically use tan pants, like khaki color.
I mean, you can. I was talking to the lady. She's like, you can use anything but. A blue suit can go with anything but black.
Yes,
Black
that is true.
only goes with black. Or,
Yes.
and I thought about this, what if you wore a khaki suit jacket with black? I mean, or like a white suit jacket with black, because conductors do that. Theoretically, you could, but nobody wears a white suit jacket, and nobody wears a khaki suit jacket.
Yeah.
Theoretically, you could do it. Theoretically, a white suit jacket goes... Well, no, sorry.
You'll look like a giant
jacket,
bruise. I think you'll look like a giant bruise if you wore blue and black.
Right. And it's a lighter gray. I picked a lighter gray pants. But anyways,
I need to get a suit myself.
Yeah, I have two.
See, I was thinking about going to Men's Warehouse where I can get fitted, because I have sort of an unnatural frame.
So, my problem is that I'm in between a 44 and a 46. A 46 is too baggy, and a 44, it's almost right. It's just a little too close.
I feel like if you get one thing fitted, I feel like it should be the jacket.
Yeah. The pants.
I feel like you should get, because pants and shirts, I can find stuff that fits me. But I feel like when it comes to a jacket, a nicely fitted jacket, because it covers the shirt and everything. And so I feel like if you have a nicely fitted jacket, that's the minimum you need.
Actually, you're supposed to have a jacket. So I was at when I went suit shopping back in high school for speech class.
Yeah.
Not for speech competition. They said that I'd do this with my suit, or I'd reach my arm out with my suit, and it would come up, and I'm like, what the hell's this? And it's supposed to do that. Your suit is not. You're supposed to be able to see about a finger's width.
Yeah.
Of shirt.
Well, I wish I didn't have my I wish I could have my camera, because I would show you on your wrist. Your wrist bone. Your suit should go below the wrist bone, and the shirt should hang out past the wrist bone, just to the palm of your hand. The shirt.
That is really long. And that's the problem. I can't find shirts that fit me because my arms are freakishly long. Apparently,
that's why you go to like Men's Warehouse. Yeah. You get tailored.
I never realized this until about a year ago, working for when we started getting shorter people working in the department. Or my manager, he's the same height as me, but he can't reach things that I can reach. I can also touch every part of my back.
Have you ever?
No,
you should do like an apex.
This was crazy. So my manager, he's a bigger dude, so I don't blame him for not being able to touch his back. But Rooster, he can't, and he's a smaller guy. You know, he's not big, but he can't touch every part of his back.
You should look at your apex. What your apex compares your height to your arm span. Just lay your arms against the wall, and have one of your roommates put like little pencil marks at the tips of your fingers, and then take a tape measure and measure that.
What's that supposed to tell? What's it going to tell me?
And then it should tell you how much. It'll tell you you're a well-proportioned person. That number will be the same as your height.
I think mine is the same. I think I have
And that means you're normal.
Actually, they might be longer. I think
and that's what I'm telling you.
They might be longer than 6'1".
Just stretch your arms out against the wall. Have your roommate put light pencil marks on your tips of your fingers. Measure that with a tape measure. And then...
Hold on. Let me So, you can talk. I have the speaker on. So, I've done this before, and if I'm not mistaken...
See, it's kind of hard to do with yourself because you don't know if you're fully extending your fingers.
Right, but if I'm already at 6 feet and my fingers aren't fully extended, then... Oh, yeah. I'm not normal.
What's it say?
I was at 75 inches, and I don't think my fingers were fully extended.
At 6'3".
Yeah, I'm only 6'1".
Yeah, you should test that. You should see what it is.
So
you'd be really honestly with your frame. You'd just lose a little. You'd be just like work on like your grip strength, and you'd be an amazing rock climber. Because typically rock climbers have longer arms than they have a longer apex.
But here's the thing though, my hands are not that big. So it's possible my hands are proportional, but my arms are not. Because my hands, everybody's like, I go and compare hands to people, and my hands are the same size as theirs. And they're like, what the heck? And I'm like, I have medium-sized hands. They're not small by any means, because I'm still a big person. Still, people are shorter than me. My hands dwarf them. But all of my roommates, their hands are much bigger than mine. Except for Rooster. Mine are about the same size as his, though. But he's significantly shorter. So, my arms are... I never realized they were stupidly long. You still there? Hello? Did the Wi-Fi crap out again? No. Hello? Can you hear me? I can't hear you if you can hear me. We're at the end of the podcast anyways. I'm gonna kill it. If you can hear me, I'm gonna kill it. Yeah, I can't hear it. We're at like 2.5 hours, I think. Anyways, sorry for this interesting podcast 70. That was the end of the coronavirus. Oh, and it killed, and my Wi-Fi died. Yep. Yeah. So just cam. Or not. Okay. News scene. Okay. I guess you can't see anything or hear anything. Anyways, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. New podcast every other Friday, 11 a.m. Central Time. And good night.